So what I'm going to show you is the set of how to set a hot stone massage table. I might need that, and you can follow the instructions on lower part of page 1. Yeah, to set the massage table, what you need first is such. I'll go maybe not according to your numbers. First, you need a stable table. Very important. Sometimes it's better to do it on the floor rather than an unstable surface. And now you would need it for the following. You need it for the slow cooker. You need it for a container of cold water. And then probably around here, you would need maybe a strip of towel. Yeah? So it is quite wideish. Yeah? Maybe you can have one of these narrow, or you can put it side to side, but organize it that you have those three in a reasonable, stable table. Yeah? Cool. Then what you need is a slow cooker. Now, unfortunately, I've asked the massage table warehouse to give me a prototype of a much bigger and unfortunately more expensive slow cooker. It's a lot bigger. It's about, I think, 18 liters. So it's something like 2.5 this size. You would see that with the amount of stones that in the set, it's quite small. You may not be able to fit all the stones, but it's okay. This one is 6.5 liters, and as you can see, the pot you can lift up, and this is the one that you need. I've bought few types, and you can compare and contrast and see which one do you like. This one, for example, is maybe a bit more taller and more narrower. I probably prefer the one that is a bit more wider, just because it's easier to take the stones from that. Yeah, and later on I'll let you kind of play with. It's not important how many setting you have. It has to have. Usually there is off, low, high, and auto. Here is pretty much the same. Usually you put it on high, and then when you start treating, you leave it on high. So basically high. Yeah. The suppliers of the slow cooker, oh, by the way, prices, I bought these in 1999, yeah, in Argos. It's the property, the amount of heating it gives is 320 watt, which is kind of good. This one would cost almost double the price, but it was on £27, so you have to just shop around, and I don't mind if you send me a link so I can check it before you buy that. The one from the massage table warehouse was on 80-something pounds. They dropped the price, and he promised me that you get some discount if you're saying that you're coming from Bodyology. Yeah, maybe 10% off. So it might be still quite a lot more expensive, but you need to try that and see whatever you like. Yeah, most of the students go into 6.5 liters. Yeah, and that's kind of good enough. Okay, back to me, please. Okay, what else you need? You need something to lift the hot stones. Unfortunately, I went to buy new sets of everything. I didn't find exactly the spoon that I like. This one is a bit too narrow. You need something a bit wider. I'll try tonight to buy this. And this is how I've learned hot stone. This is my development. And it worked fantastic. You know, you feel like doing barbecue. Like. Why do you need these? You need these to take the stones and put it in the cold water. So 2 pounds each. You need 2 of these, and it might be good also for some pet massage if you kind of. Okay. What else you need? You need something for the cold water. non-glass, because you don't want to be dropping it and all the water is going. I like the one from metal. Do you see the container? Yes, do you see, Jackie, could you give me the metal container? Yeah, you get it in every kind of Indian food suppliers, really good. I've had it for years and years and years. And usually it gets stained a little bit, you scrub it, it looks great, new. Lots of water, lots of oil you need. Especially at the beginning, you see that the stones would suck a lot of oil until they become fully black. And you need a lot of towels, small towels, and I use a lot of pillow covers to wrap around certain stones and then lay them on the person's back or abdomen. Yeah? Okay. So beside these, you have everything what you need. This is not the correct one. I'll try again for tomorrow to get few 100%. No elastic material. So you know this plastic thingy? Imagine that you're taking something and then it becomes elastic. It can be bouncing. So no wood even, metal, as hard as you can. And you see that if you have something that is very thin here, it will break. Because we're talking about big stones here, really big stones, and you need to really lift them well. Any questions about this?
One quick question.
Yep.
You know, sorry about that. Habit. But you know the cooker that they use to warm up bamboos.
Yeah.
Can we use that?
Yes, you can. You can if you have something. Some cookers are without water. So they are basically like small ovens. Yeah? You can use them. Yeah, definitely. The water makes the progress quicker. Yeah, but definitely not. Yeah? Let's cut this one.